Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. At this time, I'm going to explain about the last part of TOEFL preparation for this semester. That is part 5, skill 21 up to 25. This is the outline for the lessons that are going to be explained. Skill 21, subject and object pronoun. Skill 22, possessive. Skill 23, pronoun reference. Skill 24, adjective and adverb. And then the last skill, adjective after linking verb. Now we come to skill 21, subject and object pronoun. Pronouns are words such as he, she, or it that take the place of nouns. Have a look at the subject pronoun and the object pronoun. For the subject pronoun, there are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. For object pronoun, they are me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. I for subject pronoun, and then for the object pronoun, it becomes me. You for subject pronoun, for object pronoun, it is still you. And he for subject pronoun, in the object pronoun, it must be him. She for subject pronoun, in the object pronoun, it must be her. It is the same, either in subject or in object position. And we for subject pronoun and us for object pronoun. They for subject pronoun, it becomes them in object pronoun. A subject pronoun is used as the subject of a verb. An object pronoun can be used as the object of a verb or the object of a preposition. Compare. Mary saw the film with Perry. For the first example, we can find out two proper nouns, Mary and Perry. For the first mentioning, we frequently use the proper noun. But for the later, we can use pronoun. Like, she saw it with him. She refers to Mary. She is the subject pronoun. That's why it must be she. Saw it. It refers to the film. It is the object pronoun that comes after the verb. So the object of a verb. And with him. Him refers to Perry. After with, we must have an object of a preposition. So we must use him instead of he because it is the object of a preposition. Have a look at the next example. Me and my friend are taking a trip. We can find out an asterisk and it indicates an error. For the subject pronoun, we cannot use me, but it must be I. So my friend and I are taking a trip. Our neighbors are going with you and I. It must be you and me. Why? Because it is in the position of an object of a preposition with. So I must be me. Our neighbors are going with you and me because there is a preposition with. The position of I in this sentence is as an object of a preposition with. So it must be me rather than I. We come to the next skill, that is skill 22, possessive. Possessive adjective and possessive pronoun show who or what owns a noun. It can be someone or somebody. It can be something. It can be both human and not human. A possessive adjective describes a noun. It must be accompanied by a noun. So possessive adjectives, remember, it must be followed by a noun. A possessive pronoun takes the place of a noun. It cannot be accompanied by a noun. While for possessive pronoun, it cannot be followed by a noun. Have a look at the example. Beth gave us her television. We can find out a possessive adjective in this sentence. Her. Her modifies television. Her must be followed by a noun, that is television in this sentence. So her in this sentence is possessive adjective. Beth gave hers. We can also find a pronoun that is possessive pronoun. Hers. It cannot be followed by a noun because it replaced the place of a noun. Possessive adjectives like my, your, his, her, its, our, their, those must be accompanied by a noun. While possessive pronouns like mine, yours, his, hers, and for it there is no possessive pronoun, and ours, theirs, those cannot be accompanied by a noun because those replace the position of a noun. Have a look at the example. The students turned in their paper. In this case, possessive pronoun cannot be used because we can find out a noun after the pronoun. So theirs must be their only without s. So the students turned in their paper. I would like to borrow your. We can find an asterisk and it indicates an error. Why? Because in this sentence we cannot find any noun after the pronoun. So the pronoun must be I would like to borrow yours. Scale 23, pronoun reference. Check these pronouns and possessives for agreement. The cookies are for you. Do please take it. You can find out an asterisk. It indicates an error. Why? Because actually it refers to cookies. So it cannot be used. It must be them. Why them? Because the position of them in this case is as an object of a verb take. So do please take them. Them refers to cookies. Each person has to sign their application form. We can also find out an asterisk and it indicates again an error. Why error? Because there refers to each person. Each person is a singular noun, so there cannot be used. It must be his or her. Each person has to sign his or her application form. His or her refers to each person. Why his or her? His or her is possessive adjective that must be followed by a noun. That is application form in this sentence. We come to the table, pronoun agreement. Be sure that every pronoun and possessive agrees with the noun it refers to. So be careful to determine to which the pronoun refers to. You generally check earlier in the sentence for agreement. So check the earlier sentences, the earlier words for the agreement between pronoun and the subject it refers to. Now we come to the scale 24, adjectives and adverbs. Adjectives have only one job. Remember, adjectives have only one job. They describe nouns or pronouns. Only one job. Remember it. Have a look at the example. It is a delicious meal. Delicious is an adjective describing meal. Meal is a noun. So in this case, adjective describes a noun. For the second example, it is delicious. Delicious is an adjective describing it. It is a pronoun. So adjective describes a pronoun it. Now we come to the next. Adverbs have three different uses. They can describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. Adverbs, remember, have three different uses. Describing verbs, describing adjectives, and describing other adverbs. Have a look at the example. He writes letters quickly. He as the subject, writes as the verb, letters is the object, quickly is an adverb. In this case, quickly describes verb writes. So the function of adverb quickly is describing verb. The second one, it is a quickly written letter. Letter is a noun which is described by an adjective written. Written is an adjective describing letter. So adjective describes a noun. What about quickly? Quickly is an adverb describing adjective written. So in this case, an adverb describes an adjective. Quickly as an adverb describes an adjective written. Okay, the function of the adverb in the sentence is describing adjective. And then the next example, it is an extremely quickly written letter. In this sentence, letter is a noun which is described by adjective, an adjective written, and then this adjective is described by an adverb quickly written letter. And then this quickly, this adverb is described by another adverb that is extremely. So there are two adverbs in the sentence, quickly and extremely. Quickly describes an adjective written, and extremely describes an adverb quickly. The functions of the adverbs in this sentence, there are two functions. Quickly as an adverb describes adjective, extremely as also an adverb describes another adverb. Still about scale 24, adjectives and adverb. They were seated at largely tablet. From this sentence, we can find a noun tablet. And then an adverb largely. We can also find an asterisk in the word largely. Why? Because largely is an adverb. An adverb cannot describe a noun. So, largely must be replaced with an adjective because adverb cannot describe noun. It must be a large tablet. For the second example, the child talked soft to her mother. We can find a verb talked, and it is a verb. And then we can find out an adjective soft. Remember, the function of adjective is only one function, that is describing a noun. While in this sentence, soft as an adjective describes verb. That's why soft is the incorrect part of the sentence. It must be softly. Why? Because soft as an adjective cannot describe verb. The one that can describe a verb is adverb. So the child talked softly to her mother is the correct sentence. Then the next example, we read an extreme long story. In this sentence, we can find out long as the adjective. This adjective describes story. Story is a noun. Extreme as an adjective. This adjective describes another adjective. Is it the correct one? No. Why? Because adjective cannot describe another adjective. The one that can describe adjective is an adverb. So extreme must be extremely. Then the next example, she speaks unbelievable quickly. We can find out a verb speaks, which is described by an adverb quickly. Quickly describes a verb speaks. What about unbelievable? Unbelievable is an adjective. In this sentence, unbelievable describes adverb. Can it be? It cannot be. Why? Because adjective cannot describe any adverb. The one that can describe adverb is another adverb. So unbelievable must be in the form of an adverb. Unbelievably. She speaks unbelievably quickly. Unbelievable is an adjective while unbelievably is an adverb. The pronunciation of those two are almost the same, yeah? Don't be confused. Unbelievable for adjective, unbelievably for adverb. Have a look at the table, use of adjectives and adverbs. Adjectives describe nouns or pronoun. Only one function of adjectives, that is describing nouns or pronoun. For adverb, there are three functions. The first one is describing verbs. The second one, describing adjective. And the third one, describing other adverbs. Remember that. Now we come to the last skill, adjectives after linking verb. Generally, an adverb rather than adjective will come directly after a verb because the adverb is describing the verb. Remember, adverb can describe a verb. For normal verb, yeah, she spoke nicely. Nicely is an adverb which describes spoke. Spoke is the verb that is described by an adverb nicely. That is for normal verb. However, you must be careful if the verb is a linking verb. A linking verb is followed by an adjective rather than an adverb. She looks nice. Looks is considered as a linking verb. One of the characteristics of a linking verb, it can be replaced by to be. For example, she looks nice becomes she is nice. She is nice is still the correct form, isn't it? Yes. In this case, nice describes the subject. The subject is in the form of a pronoun, so nice describes pronoun. For the second example, he seems unusually nice. Seems is a verb. Can it be replaced by to be? For example, as he is unusually nice. Yes, it is still in the form of a correct sentence. So seems is considered as a linking verb. After seems must be followed by an adjective. In this sentence, we can find an adjective nice. Nice describes pronoun he, and then it is described by an adverb unusually. So unusually as an adverb describes an adjective nice, while nice as an adjective describes a pronoun he. Have a look at the example. The test looks easily to me. Is looks a linking verb? Can it be replaced by to be? The test is easily to me. Yeah, it is still correct form. So looks is considered as a linking verb. What about easily? We can find out an asterisk in the word easily. Why? Because after linking verb must be adjective, not adverb. So the test looks easy to me. Not easily, but easy. The last example, Sally feels unbelievable happy about the news. Feels. Is it a linking verb? Please replace it with to be. Sally is unbelievable happy about the news. Yes, it is still the correct form. Sally is unbelievable happy about the news. What about unbelievable? Where can we find an asterisk in the word unbelievable? Because after the linking verb, there is already an adjective happy. Then unbelievable as an adjective cannot describe another adjective. It must be in the form of adverb so that it can describe adjective. So it must be Sally feels unbelievably happy about the news. In this case, happy as an adjective describes Sally, while unbelievably as an adverb describes happy. Still skill 25, adjectives and adverbs after verbs. A regular verb is a normal verb, as I previously said. A normal verb or regular verb is followed by an adverb. The verb describes the verb, the regular verb. So subject plus regular verb plus adverb. Adverb describes the verb. While a linking verb is followed by an adjective, the adjective describes the subject. So the adjective does not describe the linking verb, but it describes the subject. Subject plus linking verb plus adjective. This adjective describes the subject. Then it is possible for a linking verb to be followed by an adverb or an adjective. It is possible for a linking verb to be followed by an adverb and an adjective. The adverb describes the adjective and the adjective describes the subject. Have a look at the formula: subject plus linking verb plus adverb plus adjective. After linking verb, we can find out an adjective. In this position, this adjective describes the subject, and then this adjective is described by an adverb. Okay. Hopefully you are following my explanation. If you have some question, you can write down the question in the comment box below the video. And those are the linking verbs: appear, be, become, feel, look, prove, seem, smell, taste. Those are example of linking verbs. Okay, thank you. That's it, my explanation for today. Keep safe and healthy, and don't forget to study at home. Prepare everything for your final examination. Thank you for your nice attention. This is the last video for this semester. Perhaps in the next semester, you're with me again in the different classes. Yeah. So for those who take my courses, you can wait for the next video. um, Thank you for your nice attention. I apologize if I have some mistakes. And good luck for your final examination. Do the best for you yourselves. Thank you. At last, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.